What up, y'all? Preach. You showing up, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So today's gonna be different. We're not gonna talk about console wars. We're not gonna talk about video games. It's time for TV, yo. TV and movies, but TV specifically because I'm watching Book of Boba Fett. I'm late to the. I'm a couple weeks late. I'm all caught up though. I watched episode 5 last night. And I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on it so far. I believe there's 7 episodes. Yeah, so there's 2 more. So I am. Episode 5 got me interested, and I'll explain why. So there will be spoilers, of course. I'm gonna put it in the description and stuff. But it starts off. Okay, so Book of Boba Fett takes place not right after, but after the events of Return of the Jedi. Boba Fett gets knocked in the back by Han Solo. His jetpack goes bzz, bzz, bzz. He slams into the barge. He falls into the pit in the Beak, and he grabs him, which is kind of weird because if you look at... No, wait, did Boba Fett get grabbed by the Beak? I'm trying to remember because that was the addition that Lucas made in 97. Whenever he did the special editions, he added the Beak to the Sarlacc pit, and the Beak is back, so it's canon now. Of course it is, and so anyway, it doesn't matter. That's a detail that whatever. I don't know how long he was in the pit. It's still a little fuzzy to me as far as the flashback. So what is happening is he breaks out of the Sarlacc pit somehow. Some Jawas come, steal his armor. He doesn't remember this, obviously. They steal his armor, so he's basically he's not naked. He has like a jumpsuit on. he has the Star Wars jumpsuit. And then the Sand People come and rescue him. So how they kind of structure the show is he's in a bathtub tank for the beginning of like each episode, basically, and he has flashbacks to those moments of being in the Sarlacc pit, being with the Sand People, right? And then so roughly half the episode is that, and then the other half is current day, him taking over Tatooine's crime boss syndicate thing. I forgot what they called it, but of course Jabba died in Return of the Jedi, right? And so my brain is just forgetting the name of the character. Salacious Crumb? No, not Salacious Crumb. It was whatever. It doesn't matter. Thing. His second guy took over, got fat, and then Boba Fett took that from him. So they kind of fill in the blanks between, well, not between as far as Jabba's death and Salacious. I gotta look it up. How do I look it up? I don't even know the character. I will do Return. Jedi. We're gonna do that way. IMDb. I should put cast. There we go. That way I can see what the character is. He's gonna be way down. Richard, remember. Wedge. Bib Fortuna. Jesus. I think that's him, right? Let's see. I believe that's... Yes. Okay, Bib Fortuna. I'm dumb. I don't know why I didn't remember that, but whatever. Anyway, so Boba kills Bib Fortuna, takes the Jabba Palace. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. It's Boba Fett's palace now. And him and Fennec. So in the Mandalorian show, but Boba Fett saves Fennec. He takes her to the Modders, which is a kind of cool and not so cool thing. It's kind of chilling, and that's why I'm kind of... it's kind of cool because they introduced kind of a different view on the aesthetic and stylings and flavor, if you will, of Star Wars. Like, remember in episode 1, 2, and 3, but more so episode 1, they had I forgot the designer's name, but he's still there at Lucasfilm, and he put in a retro mid-century futurist kind of flavor that was, prevalent in the 50s and 60s and stuff of America, in the world too, but dogs. And so they apply that to this in a way, like the Naboo fighters and stuff, and the Princess Amidala's ship, the chrome ship and stuff. That was part of the aesthetic. And I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. It's all right, right? And so they add that, and so they have like space Vespas, and they have a bunch of like space millennials with augmentations, and they're all like models, and they all fly and stuff. They clean. They all dipped out. I'm like, yo, where were these fools the whole time? And why are they on Tatooine? That's probably why, because it's like Tatooine is a bunch of dirty people, right? But nah, not them. So anyway, I totally forgot what they're called, but but I kind of liked it, and I was kind of torn. I did like the mayor's second in command. I forgot, maybe he was a deputy mayor, or maybe it was just his whatever. His land speeder looked like a Cadillac. I was like, or a Lincoln or something. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I was feeling it a little bit, so I was like, okay. Like aesthetically, it's cool. I think one of my main problems with the beginning episodes of Book of Boba Fett is, well, it's a couple of things. I would say episode 5, which is the latest one to come out, is the best one so far. There's a reason why. I'll explain it later. But before that, I think it's not so much. I mean, the pacing is a little slow, a little bit, but I don't think that's the main problem. I think there. It has to do. I think it has to do with the actor who does play Boba Fett, which his name is Temuera Morrison. Temuera. How do I say? I don't know how to say that. T. Morrison, and he. I don't have any. I don't know if he's good, but is he like? I think the problem with the character Boba Fett is that right now we are getting the first real deep kind of look into the character and how he, not so much how he speaks, because he's basically a clone of Jango, right? But he is not Jango Fett. So you look at Jango Fett from episode 2 and 3, I guess, and he's not the same. He's not the same person. So Jango Fett was just like, yo, I'm Jango Fett, son. You know what I mean? Boba Fett is a damaged individual because as a kid he saw his dad be beheaded by Jedi. He's messed up from the jump. You know what I mean? And so, and they kind of touch on it a little bit in this show. And I think his I guess his physical performance. He is an older gentleman. I'm actually not sure how old T. Morrison is. And I'm not ageist. Come on, son, I'm old too. But it's I think that the expectations for Boba Fett has been such throughout the years that seeing him in this state is a little bit off-putting for some people, right? They say, well, and we just saw the Mandalorian, right? And we saw Pedro Pascal look all like, yo, what's up? Yo, got my best car, Mando looks like, yo, that's what's up. That's how Boba Fett should have looked. And then Boba Fett comes through and he's all a little pudgy in the middle a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, he's older, you know. So I don't fault anything about the actor or the acting or the writing, because Jon Favreau wrote the whole thing. I'm not too sure. It's very close to being like a super good / excellent show, but I think some of the, maybe it's just, I mean, like there was a part where they were sitting at a table, and he was kind of addressing. He was at the palace. He had all like the different crime bosses, if you will, of the different sectors of most. It's not Mos Eisley. It's Mos Vespa, I think it is, or is it Vespa? I don't know. Most whatever the town is, city, and everybody has their own little sections and stuff, right? So he was like, yo, the Pikes are coming through. They about to wreck shop, and they were like, well, we ain't got a problem with the Pikes. We make money off the spice, yo. Come on, son. And Boba was like, yo, all I ask is y'all don't take sides. Stay neutral. That's all I ask. And everybody was like, all right, cool. So this show is like different from it's not a bounty hunter show, and I think maybe that's kind of taken away that's like people's expectation. That's the whole thing, right? People expect, it's gonna be a bounty hunter show like the Mandalorian, because Mandalorian's a bounty hunter. Din Djarin is a bounty hunter, so Boba Fett's gonna be no. Boba Fett's no longer a bounty hunter. He's an old man. He's like, I'm too old for this shit. I'm finna be a crime boss now. Well, a fair crime boss? I don't know. It's kind of weird. And Jabba's, it was the twins, so I don't know if they were siblings of Jabba the Hutt or probably cousins or something. I have no idea how the Hutts work as far as family lineage, family tree and stuff. But they were twins, his brother and sister, and they were a little close. They were slugging a little close, if you know what I'm saying. But that was kind of cool. And they gifted Boba and Finnick a Rancor. And then that was Danny Trejo's. He's the trainer and stuff. It's kind of they kind of give you a little bit of okay. He has a Rancor now. Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, I think it's cool that it's a Rancor and that they delve into its behavior and kind of training and stuff like that, like how it'll imprint with the first person it sees, or I guess whatever. And Danny Trejo's character, I don't even know his name. He was like, yeah, it imprints on the first thing he sees. So it's been blindfolded. He's like, oh, this is just a cub. This isn't a full grown Rancor yet. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was bigger than like the baby one that we saw in was that the Mandalorian where they had a baby Rancor, or was no I'm thinking of the Bad Batch had a baby Rancor, not Mandalorian. The Bad Batch had a real small one, but this one was bigger. But I like some of the stuff in this show where they delved into the Sand People a little bit more. They didn't show the faces, which is, I think, a wise choice, because that would have been kind of like, But they did some cool stuff. I think the character of Boba Fett, I think people need to get over their expectations of Boba Fett, bounty hunter, kind of quiet, don't say that much. But now, it's really a game of chess. It's a crime boss story now. And so he's going to war with the Pikes and now he needs to recruit people. This leads me to episode 5, which is titled The Return of the Mandalorian, which was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, she is the daughter of legendary actor / filmmaker, more so, Ron Howard. I like Ron Howard's stuff. I think Solo was one of his weaker, not big budget. Well, it was big budget too, but high profile films. I think Solo was definitely a low point. It wasn't horrible, but it was just kind of, I think he was stuck, and they just threw stuff at him. It's like, okay, make it work. It's like, okay. But go back and watch Apollo 13 with Tom Hanks and Gary Sinise and Bill Paxton and some other people. Kevin Bacon was in it too. Excellent film by Ron Howard, and the music was by James Horner. Rip James Horner. Anyway, so Dallas Bryce Howard directed this episode 5, The Return of the Mandalorian. And basically, this episode, even though it is in the book of Boba Fett, it is literally an episode of The Mandalorian. It is all Mando, all day. I was like, and you can, it's almost like the quality jumped up a couple of levels when I was like, why does this one look so much better than the other stuff? And then I made a correlation, which probably isn't accurate, where Robert Rodriguez directed, I believe, the first 3 episodes, and I felt a little Spy Kids. You know what I mean? It's like the compositing or something. Or I was like, it wasn't bad. I mean, because the episode that he directed of the Mandalorian wasn't bad. So it's not that, but episode I think 4 and 5, it jumped up a notch. So I mean I wouldn't say it's that like, oh, Robert Rodriguez directing it so the production went down or something like that. And that's not the case. That's not the case, because I would imagine that the production is the same. Production company just have different directors. That's how it kind of works. So I don't know what it is about that, but maybe it was just the fact that it was the slower part of the show, and now it's getting good. Anyway, Return of the Mandalorian. Mando, it comes. He's going to get a bounty. This is what he does. He's a bounty hunter, and he's got the little beep beep boop boop, right? And he's got the dark saber now. Remember, he got it from Moff Gideon, and he's slicing fools up. Boop boop boop. And he messed up and he hit his leg, and he's limping. And then there's only like 2 other Mandalorians left because of what happened in the Mandalorian show. And then the other Mandalorian, I think Jon Favreau actually plays him. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, or maybe the bot. Well, that's probably not right. But anyway, he challenges him to get the saber, so they fight it out and stuff. At the end, Mando wins the fight, but the forger, I don't remember her name either. They go through this kind of ritual. This is the way, right? So she asked the one dude who lost, have you ever taken off your helmet? And he's like, nah, B. And then she asked the same thing to Mando, and Mando's like, it's like, I have. He's like, well, your ass ain't a Mandalorian no more. He's like, gosh darn it, how can I atone? It's like, well, you got to go to the deepest, deep underwater mines of Mandalore and the blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, that was blowed up. How am I supposed to go? Well, hey, this is the way. He's like, well, I guess I know what I got to do. Boop, boop, boop. So he left, outcast from the Mandalorian race. And that, so he actually, before they kicked him out, he had his Beskar spear, which he got from, who did he get that from? Did Moff Gideon have that, or who had that? I can't remember. But anyway, he had that, and he asked the forger to make some, I guess, an armor piece or something for Grogu. So she did that. They didn't show it, but I think it might be chainmail, or it might be something. It looked like it was like chainmail pieces she was putting together, but I wasn't too sure. We'll see. But it's in a little pouch thing, and so that's going to be part of, I guess, probably Mandalorian season 2, because as far as this, I don't know exactly how accurate this information is, but it says that he's in 3 episodes. So he was in 5. He's probably gonna be in 6 and 7. So he'll be in the last 3 episodes. So that makes sense. So as far as I'm kind of more interested in Mando's journey, but I'll stick around for Boba. But so Mando's journey, like I said, this whole episode was dope, right? So anyway, Mando, he's like, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta give something to my little boy, to my little green guy, Grogu. And so he made the piece. He's gonna go find Grogu and give him the piece or whatever. And what's his name at the end? Fennec is trying to hire him to be part of the Boba Fett to protect the new whatever from the Pikes, because he, like I said, they need to amass an army. So he's got the I forgot to talk about the Black Wookiee, which was kind of cool too. But the other part that I really liked about this episode 5 was he went back to Tatooine, and he met up with what's her name, Amy Sudeikis' character. Is that her name? Hold on. All casting crew. I didn't know Filoni was actually. What was her name? Not Amy Sudeikis. Is that her name? God dog it, my brain. I swear. Try to look for it. It's right in front of my face. I know it is, right? Paz Vizsla. Uncredited. So yeah, I think is that the guy? It doesn't matter. Well, she's Strangers with Candy Lady. That's Amy Sedaris. So thank you. My brain doesn't work anymore. Amy Sedaris. All right, so oh, that's not it. So Amy Sedaris. Was it here and I just didn't see it, or am I? Well, she's in the episode 5, and you know she's still doing the same thing. She's got her droids and stuff, and so Mando goes, and I guess he said, "Yo, my Razor Crest was destroyed. I need a replacement for my Razor Crest." I like the name Razor Crest. I like the ship, even though it was like a big old box with some crazy wings on it. It reminded me of the ship from Battle Beyond the Stars. If y'all know what's up, check it out. And so what I was not expecting was a freaking a Naboo starfighter, and she pulled off the thing. I was like, well, first I saw it, I was like, nah, they not gonna do that, nah. And she pulled. I was like, I wasn't too sure because I never really liked that starfighter, right? Because it looked kind of cool, but it's like kind of how they depicted it in episode 1 specifically. It didn't feel. It felt kind of stiff. It didn't. I don't know. I think it was mainly because of just how they directed those action scenes and stuff. It just wasn't like kind of cool. It just felt weird, right? But how they hooked it up, how they kind of made it, you know, they buffed off most of the yellow, you know, kind of made it like Razor Crest-esque. They put a blower in it and put a freaking turbo and all kind of stuff inside of it. Put an extra engine underneath it. They hooked it up, right? So I was like, when they started, you know, flying around, I was like, you know what? All right. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, he doesn't need all that cargo if he's just doing one at a time. He just throw him in the droid bay and he's good to go. So I was like, okay, this could work. And so when he flies up, he does a test drive, and you know the space cops come to get him in their X-wings, and your boy from Kim's Convenience comes out, and he hits the turbo, but he hits the nitrous on that bad boy. He's like, what? How does he? The other guy's like, how did he jump to light speed? He didn't even have the charges. He's like, that wasn't lights, that was sublight engines. I was like, what? Yo, they hooked it up. I was like, you know what? And then like he was doing like a test drive going through Beggar's Canyon and stuff. I was like, man, this looks better than episode 1, the pod racing scene. It looked real good. It was very evocative of that, but I was like, I'm like it. This episode is so good. Episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett is so good. It's better than the 4 previous episodes combined. That's how good it is. And I was like, and is it because Mando? Is it because his armor looks better? Is it because his physical stature is a little bit more of a hero instead of a kind of a little pudgy guy? Like I said, I don't want to be ageist or fattest. That's not a word. Weightest, whatever. That's not it. But I think that the Mando Din Djarin's character is a more interesting character because of it's similar to Boba Fett's journey in that he was like an orphan and you know everybody was killed and It's different, obviously, but I mean Boba Fett's journey is interesting as well, but Mando is still like in the middle and in the mist, and he's at a crossroads because he cares for Grogu like a son. And I think that's one of the things that Boba Fett doesn't have. Although he is not not claimed, but he is proposed, or he has given his loyalty to Fennec a life debt reverse. I mean, he saved her life, right? But in becoming quote unquote partners in a way, he said to her, yo, I want to do this, but I need your help basically, and I will promise to you're gonna get your cut, and I will promise to protect your life with my life or whatever, you know what I mean? And she was like, well, all right, well, we'll see. And basically the deal was she was supposed to help him get Slave One back from Jabba's palace, and then he was like, you're free to go, and she was like, well, I'll come along for the ride. So she's kind of in, right? And so there really is, he doesn't have an emotional connection as strong as Din, Djarin, and Grogu. Like, that's that father-son connection, right? The Boba Fett stuff with Fennec, Boba and Fennec, it's not like they're dating and they're girlfriend and boyfriend or nothing. It's just like they're kind of peers and they respect each other. And he's like, I need the bronze and the muscle. I need the brains and the muscle, and you have both. That's what he told her. And she was like, yeah, I'm smart too. And so it's more of a respect thing, and it's more of a respect. And of course, they were both bounty hunters, so he knows the game. She's like, well, she's more of an assassin, honestly, but I think she's a bounty hunter too. Well, I think she is. Yeah. Well, she is actually an assassin. My bad. But yeah, I think that's the one thing that's kind of missing from the Boba Fett show. Although they did kind of tie it in with the Sand People, where it was like, yo, he was part of the tribe. He kind of cared for him. He went back, like the biker gang killed his tribe basically, and so he went back when he got Slave One. He murdered them fools. He's like, oh, there they go. That's how the blast was like. And he murdered those fools. I was like, yeah, all right, that's what's up. He blew them up so hard. I was like, yep, that was good. That was good. I like that part. And he was just like flying slow, like, and they were like, I was like, okay, I like that. And yeah, so that was cool. So episode 4, 5, we'll see how 6 and 7 go, but 5 is like, if you like Mandalorian, the Mandalorian show, episode 5 is the one to watch. Skip 1 through 3, 4. I mean, you can watch them too to get a little context on some of the things and characters and stuff, but honestly, is it really important? All you need to know is that the Pikes are a race, I guess, of people who want to take over Tatooine for the spice. It's a spice industry. They're making a lot of money off of it, and they're trying to gank Tatooine to, mine all the spice out of it without, just going over people's heads, just going in and taking it, right? Boba Fett's like, nah, B. Nope. We got to make that money, B. So they're going to go to war over the spice. It's always about the spice, ain't it? But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I had about this. It's real good. I've turned a corner on it. If they can maintain that flavor of episode 5, I don't know if Bryce is doing any more directing. I would say that. I mean, I would say that Bryce is probably a better director than Robert Rodriguez. I hate to say that, even though Robert Rodriguez has been in the industry longer as far as directing, Desperado and all that stuff, from Dusk Till Dawn. He's a good director. I kind of think of him as like the Hispanic Sam Raimi, if you will. You know what I mean? Do you understand? It's kind of goofy, but kind of. I think I think Spy Kids is kind of tainted my not observation, but my filter on Robert Rodriguez. Don't hate him. I don't hate him, and he's done some really good work. So it's just that I don't know if these first 3 episodes weren't the strongest. So I think they probably could have been a little bit more. But anyway, it doesn't. We don't need to go into that. But like I said, if they continue with the flavor and just the kind of intensity and it just felt better, looked better. The whole ring world, I was like, yo, that's kind of like, it's like Halo, but it's like Star Wars Halo. I was like, what is going on? Why is all this stuff kind of good now? What's going on? And this was all in episode 5. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, yeah, man, check it out. If you like The Mandalorian, episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett is the jam. So go check that out. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Like, subscribe. Go watch the music videos. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. I'm at 145. I put the number up for public viewing, so you know what the journey is real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hide no numbers. I said before, once I get to 100, I'm gonna put up I'm gonna unblock the numbers. Y'all can see the growth. So that's what's up. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. And until the way.